And we are live. What's going on, everybody? Give everybody a couple minutes to come in, start showing up. Usually takes a little while anyway, seems like. A couple minutes. Try and find myself here on the tube, which for some reason that always takes a minute. Sometimes I actually got to go out of it and come back in. So far I've got one like, but nobody in. And I'm not coming up. Not sure what's going on. Oh, there's Val, Cynthia Wesley. Hi, I'm trying to get this up on my monitor, and it is not wanting to come up on the monitor for some reason. I don't know what's going on, where it is. I can't read the comments without that. Sorry. Granny Graham, how are you? I can read them on my camera, but I can't read them on this. Let me try and jump out of here real quick. Let's see if I can't find it again. Oh, there we go. It just takes so long. I don't know why it takes so long sometimes. All right, let me get this camera straightened around. Straightened around. Oh yeah, we already got some folks coming in. And turn the light on. Just kind of going right up to the last minute here. Sorry. Been a busy day at the Badger Den. But yeah, today we are going to be making a number 9 Taco Bell recreate, the Taco Bell Mexican pizza, and the side of 2 Taco Supremes. That's what we're going to be doing. All right, now we're there. Okay, now we can get everything started. Let me wipe off my cutting board real fast. See, it's got a little spot on it. And then we'll get everything going. I've got the oven already heating up, and I've got everything pretty much about made or ready to. This is one of those things I figured that it sort of had to be sort of assembly line style to get it to work. And I even called my local Taco Bell. Now, one thing is, I thought that the Taco Bell Mexican pizza was gone, because the last time I went to go get one, they said that it was discontinued. And so when I went to go get one, when I went to go call to get a few specifics about the Mexican pizza, they said, oh no, that not at all, that it was 100%, they're still making that. So it must have come back since the last time I had it. Yeah. Give me just 1 second. Hey, where are the pizza shells? Tostada shells. Okay. All right. Oh, here they are. Okay. We just had to move a couple things around. It's been a busy day. I just got home a little bit ago and all that. All right, now we're on track. Now we're 100% on track. But yeah, they said that it was back, and so I got the order that they make it in and all that stuff. But one of the things that I'm going to twist up on this is I'm going to do my own Taco Bell. It's my own taco meat recipe, and I worked a long time on the taco meat recipe, and there's a lot of stuff in it, but this is really, really good. And it's very similar to a Taco Bell style taco meat. And it took me a lot of recipes and a lot of digging around to try and get it right, but I think I did a good job of it. So if you ever want to use this yourself and give it a try, it's definitely worth that. It's definitely worth it. So let's go ahead, and I've got the burners warmed up, and oh, I got the wrong spoon. Because I'm going to do this, there's a lot of teaspooning in this video, so, but I'm just going to use, like I always do, I'm just going to use a regular spoon. So we'll bring this over just a little bit, just a smidge. My light went out. Isn't that nice? Okay, back on. There we go. Sorry. Well, we're going to go ahead and get the meat started. Yeah, that's hot enough. And I've got everything in there warming up, so this should go pretty quickly. Let me say hi to everybody. Yeah, we got Val and Cynthia and Fuzzfork 8, Rick Stomball. Hey, buddy. Scotty's in here. Good to see you. Yeah, we've got a pretty good crowd so far. Nice. I see there was a big crowd for Cast Iron Chaos's giveaway last night. That was pretty cool. And I was wondering, did he ever draw for that yet, or is he going to do that at a later date? I haven't been YouTubing much today. Can everybody hear me okay? I hate when people do that, but I gotta ask. Yeah, thanks, Rick. Yeah, hit the like button. Hit the like button if you haven't subscribed. Subscribe. We're gonna have a lot of fun tonight. And this is one I've been looking forward to. I used to have a friend of mine who made these Taco Bell pizzas. I'm gonna do it a little bit different. I actually got the, like I said, the order that they put this in and everything. So we're gonna get started with that. And I'm gonna jump right to throwing some avocado oil in here, back here in the Dutch oven. I hope you guys can see that okay. There's not a lot, and we're gonna drain that off too, make sure there's nothing else. So like I said, I've been running today. I've been going since 5 o'clock this morning and just now got home. And then we're gonna this is gonna go with a pound of ground meat from Curly's Meats in Jackson Center, Ohio. Some of the best meat there is. Grain fed and grass finished. That's what they tell me anyway. So this is for a pound, and this is just a little bit over, right around a pound. I think this should be. Yeah, this is just slightly under a pound. But the recipe and the amount of spices that I'm going to use on this, that's good for up to 1.5 pounds. If you're going to go higher than that, then I suggest doubling the spices. If you're going to go like 2 to 3 pounds, I would definitely double the spices up. I've tried to do it without, with using the same amount of spice in the taco meat and the same amount of ingredients, and it doesn't work. It's real bland. And this isn't a super, I'm kind of adding a little bit of spice to it with the sauce, and we've even got the Taco Bell sauce. And on the back here, on the back burner, I'll swing that around, and I've got enchilada sauce, red enchilada sauce, and that's going to be our pizza sauce on that. And tonight we are using some of the stars of the show. We're using the Lodge Dutch oven, the Lodge 1 quart mini Dutch oven. Let's see. Let me see if I make sure I got everything in here. Okay. Lodge mini Dutch oven. We're using 50s to 60s era Descoware enameled, number 3. And in the oven is the 16-inch round bale handled griddle and a Lodge Square Griddle that we're going to put the taco shells onto. So let's go ahead and kind of break this up a little bit. Get started doing that. And the spices, like I said, there are a lot of spices in this. There's a lot of stuff, and I didn't. You're gonna have to be patient with me because I didn't measure this out because I'm gonna go buy a card, my recipe card for this, and I'm gonna do it one by one. So I didn't want to just dump everything in there. So be patient with me on that one. Hope everybody's staying warm. It is still really cold here in the Northeast, upper Northeast. William Hurt, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. And Frank from Montana, I'm sure you're out there. I know you can't comment. I hope you get that fixed on your end of it. But we're just gonna cook that up. We're not looking, I don't have the heat up, if you can see on the back burner. I'm right in between 3 and 4. We're just gonna cook it regularly. I'm not trying to brown it down and dry the meat out. I'm just kind of slow cooking it a little bit. I've got this heating up on just between 2 and 3. This is gonna be for our refried beans. And I wanna break out some of the other ingredients real quick. I made this last night. I made another batch last night, and I've got my tomatoes, onions, and cheese. I've got, and what we're also going to add in there to this is we got, in this little bowl right here, I've got half of what I use is, and you can use any kind of onion, but I use the sweet white onion, half of that, roughly diced, and I mean very roughly diced. We'll throw that in and get that going in there with it. Now, if you don't use onion in there, and I highly suggest using the onion in there to make it, I would substitute that with a teaspoon to a teaspoon and a half of onion powder. But I'm not gonna, on my recipe card I have onion powder, but and it also says next to it, I think it says on the back of the card, if you don't have the onion, if you don't have a half of an onion, then use the onion powder. And I'm not gonna add the spices to it until after I drain it. Because if not, they clump up and they stick, and then it all kind of goes downhill after that. Tom's Food Factory, what's up, man? How are you? Second hit and run for that cat. I missed something. I'm probably gonna be missing something. I gotta take it down a notch. I've had a lot of coffee and I've been running too much today. I was everywhere. I was actually in the great city of Sydney, Ohio today, running around, which is always a good time. I got a burger from Spots, the world famous Spots, that they boast. It's been there, I don't know how long that place has been there. It's been there forever and a day. And it's one of those places that still has the drive-in. Now the drive-in's not open right now, where you pull into the little slots. And I don't know if they have the speakers still, but at one point they had, and I'm not sure if they're doing it since the pandemic, if they're still doing the roller girls that come out there and bring you your food. But they had this, it was one of those places that had the speakers where you ordered from the speaker. It was pretty cool. William Hurt, what's cooking? I am doing a Taco Bell Mexican pizza recreate with the Taco Supreme, the 2 Taco Supremes. It's basically, I put on the community page that it's a number 9, but it actually, or a number 6, and actually it's a number 9 now. I remembered it as being a number 6. before it was discontinued. Now it's in number 9, at least on my local, at my local Taco Bell. And by local, I mean about 25 miles away from me. And that comes with, the number 9 is the Mexican pizza and 2 Taco Supremes. And I didn't realize that, because I've always ordered the Taco Supreme, and I didn't realize that tomatoes, tomatoes are extra. I didn't realize that. I knew the sour cream was. That's why I always order the number, or I have them do the Taco Supreme. But so I always get the sour cream. But I never realized that tomatoes were extra. And if anybody, I don't know if it's just around where I've always lived and had Taco Bell, they can really keep their tomatoes, because their tomatoes are pretty god awful. They're the most sour. I don't know. There's just something about their tomatoes. They're sour for some reason. I miss this. I've never had the 7-layer burrito that I know of. You know, the last time I went to Taco Bell was this past spring or summer, and I was in a hurry, and the Taco Bell, the place, I was in Lima, Ohio, and the Taco Bell is right across the street from Red Lobster, and they were having Lobster Fest. And I was like, I could either go and have Lobster Fest, or I can save a few bucks and I can go get tacos. And I had the Crunch Wrap, so I ended up going to Taco Bell, and because I was, like I said, I was in a hurry, and I go into Taco Bell. I ordered the 3 Taco Supreme, or 2 Taco Supremes on the side, and I got a Crunch Wrap, one of the Crunch Wrap burritos, or whatever the Crunch Wrap thing is. And it was $20 with a drink. And I don't get the huge pop. I just get the regular, normal size soda, because I figure you can, or small, because you can refill them. And it was $20. And I thought, hell, man, I could have, for $29, I probably could have Lobster Fest and had all kinds of rock lobster, and splurged on a couple of their pina coladas that they make. They are mixed pina coladas, but a pina colada, a halfway decent pina colada is a halfway decent pina colada to me. I'll drink it. Okay, so with the meat, I did still want some pink in there. I don't want it to be overcooked. And what I'm gonna do off camera is I'm gonna drain that grease off there, because it's just gonna separate once I pour the water into it. Because the water is what's gonna help make it Taco Bell taco meat. And I do tend to, when I make this, now you can make it and eat it, and it's really good, like right as soon as it comes off, as soon as it's done. But it's also really good if you let it sit, like a lot of things, if you let it sit overnight. Kind of good, the whole tuna salad rule. If you do it overnight, it's a lot better. And I've actually got the one that I made last night. I have that in the refrigerator, because we're going to be doing a lot of nachos later. My daughter wants to do nachos later on tonight. I'm not going to do nachos while I'm doing this. So let me get the lobster. Speaking of lobster, let me get the lobster pads, mitts on. I'm going to drain this off, and then I'm going to do the put the refried beans on. Let me see here. There we go. And I don't need it to be like drip dried or anything like that. I just need it to be mostly drained off of there. And that's pretty good. It's usually about a quarter cup will come off. of a decent 80-20, if that's what you're working with. Oop, move that out of the way. There we go. No fires. It's all fun and games until stuff starts catching on fire. Okay. So I've gotten that far. And we're going to move that back over. Okay. And now we're going to add 1 1/4 cups of water. Now remember, like I said before, this isn't Taco Bell's recipe for taco meat. This is mine. So, but it comes out. It's a pretty darn good one. And normally, a lot of times, I will use 1.5 pounds. For this recipe, normally I use 1.5 pounds of skirt steak and I let it simmer for about 3 hours. But this is one of those, if I was going to recreate how I do it, that's what I do. I do a skirt steak or flank steak and I do it for about 3 hours simmered with the same amount of spices. So now we've got our water in there, so now the spices will take and break down. And then a lot of times with these things, people like to go chili powder. And that's not exactly what I'm gonna do. So mine is, let me get my card so I don't forget anything. So we're gonna start out with 5 teaspoons of paprika. Yeah, and I can't talk while I count. I can't do it. I have to like, shh, everybody shush while I do this. Okay, then we're gonna do 2 teaspoons of garlic powder. And I just use, and I do these in regular, one of these days I'm gonna figure out what I really use as like a teaspoon or not, because I just use teaspoons. I've always just used teaspoons. Let's see. Mike Taco, we'll look into it. So we'll keep, so it doesn't clump up, I just go through and I just kind of throw these, I kind of just mix it around. And if you can see it, I'll get you in here, I hope, where you can see the color. That's the color we're looking, that's the color, that's that Taco Bell taco meat color. Hope it's showing up like that. Okay, and then I'm gonna use a teaspoon. And like I said, I don't have these sitting out because I didn't, well I do, but I have to keep walking around this silly light here. So then we're gonna do just a teaspoon of cumin, and you can, I'm not gonna worry about it like a heaping. I'm just gonna go about like that, because cumin is one of those things for me. I think you can really go overboard with cumin. And now we're gonna go. Now this might surprise a lot of people. I'm only gonna go. Oh, I almost forgot my pepper. And we're gonna go. Can't forget the pepper, the black pepper. And you can use white pepper if you want. But when I was making this, coming up with this recipe, so then you just want a teaspoon of black pepper and put that on the spin cycle. Get that going around in there. Went too close? Yeah, that's a pretty good view, I guess. Let's see. And then, let me see, so now, I'm just gonna go 1 teaspoon of chili powder. This time I have dark because, like, for whatever reason, right now at the store, everybody's out of everything. Everybody seems to be out of everything. And if they're not out of it, it's like 10 bucks for whatever. It doesn't matter what it is, it's like $10. Whatever it is, it's $10. We're gonna, now chili powder tends to clump up, so I'm gonna stir that around as well. Then we're gonna go with step back around the camera again because I have the biggest kitchen in the world. Grab the salt. And we're gonna do half teaspoon of salt. There we go. A half teaspoon of salt. Put that back where it goes because I don't need that anymore. And we're gonna stir that around so it doesn't lock into one spot and make one bite super salty. And we're gonna do a teaspoon of oregano. Teaspoon of oregano. Alright, simmering. Got a nice simmer going. I'm in a pretty good spot with the temperature. Just bubbling. You don't want a raging bubble. You don't want anything like that. Just keep going. Let's see. I'm gonna throw in. What's my next thing? Okay, so we got my oregano, got my salt. I'm gonna do a sprinkle of cream of tartar to kind of help break that down and soften that meat up, because you know the Taco Bell meat it's kind of soft. It doesn't take much. Cream of tartar goes a long way. If you throw a bunch in this, I tried when I first started doing this. I tried going with a full half teaspoon or so of the cream of tartar, and it made it really sour. And I noticed it because when I took it back, it didn't do that. So then we're gonna go with how much cornstarch? Oh yeah, teaspoon. And then doesn't have to be. There you go. A little bit of cornstarch goes a long way. Let's see here, and then we'll give that a good mix. And we're pretty much. I'm gonna add. You can add a little bit of cilantro. You can add a little bit of cilantro if you want. What I do with mine, and I don't add. I just go because this has it in it, and this is why I don't go with a bunch of salt either. But I add just a little bit of adobo. A little adobo all-purpose seasoning, and just a little bit, and it has just a little bit of cilantro in it. I don't like a lot of cilantro in mine. I like some, but if you like a lot, go ahead and put. You can use fresh or dehydrated. Either way, fresher the better, I always say. But for this, I'm trying to keep it fast foody. All right. Let's see here. So then, oh yeah, and I just want to drop a little bit of chive in there, just to give it a little chive flavor. Not a lot, just some, and that'll help. And that little bit of dehydrated chive will help soak up some of that water, because you're wanting this kind of thick. You don't want it too soupy, or it's just gonna fall everywhere. It's not gonna be, tacos are already sloppy enough. And that's pretty much done. You could serve this as you want it, because if you can see in here, the onions are nice. Everything's nice in there. And I might just go ahead, I don't know. I'm not gonna put any, I was gonna put a red pepper in there, but I think I'm just gonna, because Ming's gonna eat some too, and she likes a little spice, but she doesn't like the spice like the old man likes the spice. Okay. set that off the side. I think actually I'm going to use this bigger one. There we go. I like that better. Use that spatula. That way I can make a million dishes. It's not the same if I don't make a ton of dishes. This gets into the nitty gritty there. Okay, so that's got a good, that's stirred up pretty well, and you can see by the consistency of it that it's fairly thick. It's not, I mean, it's a little soupy, but it's got a little time to cook down. And I'm gonna lid this up. I'm gonna lid that up and put the lid on top of it, and I'm gonna turn that down to just over 3, where I need that. And then I'm going to get out, the refried beans. Now one thing with the refried beans is, oh, I gotta put some oil down for that. Sorry. Getting a little ahead of myself. And once again, I will get the avocado oil, just so it doesn't stick. Because beans can be a little sticky. That's probably way too much, but I'm gonna wipe that around, so it's gonna sop up a lot of that. That'll sop that up some. And I'm not going to do those, and just like anything else, just like the rest of these, I'm not going to do this at a scalding hot temperature. The beans, I mean. And I'm just using regular old canned beans from the grocery store. But I like this one brand that I get. I kind of like it better than the Ortega ones, or it has a little more flavor. I wanted to get the black beans, the black refried beans, but I don't think that they had them. On this one, I'm going to use the restaurant style, which is, they're smoother. And a lot of times what I will do is, add some water to this, and I'm going to thin that down. Oh, there you go. That's some dog food looking stuff right there. Put that in the recycling bin. There we go. And we'll just mash that down. And I'll leave the, I don't drain it, because it's going to need some moisture. I'll probably end up adding some water to that anyway to smooth it down. And I like these little 1 quart Lodge things because it comes with these lids, and that's a number 3 lid. So if you don't have you're trying to find a number 3 lid for anything, that fits about everything. That fits 3s across the board. We'll sort of break that up. Yeah. And like I said, I don't want this scorching hot because the beans will stick. But it's nice that you see how quickly the taco meat came together. Especially if you had everything weighed out ahead of time. That's one thing is I've been saying at the beginning of a lot of these videos that oh, this won't take long. But I find that it just takes me so long because I'm talking and trying to cook. Instead of just cooking and being in the kitchen, I'm cooking and trying to explain what I'm doing at the same time. Let's see. Now I'll look at some of these comments real quick. Like I said before, I've got the comments behind me. So if I'm not ignoring anybody. I'm just kind of concentrating on. This is the tough part. Everything else is sort of is pretty much done. The only thing that's going to be kind of a pain in the butt is to assemble the stuff where you can assemble the taco pizza where you guys can see it. And like I said, we're going to have we've got the enchilada sauce on the back here. And I'm not heating that up as far as like, I don't have the burner on. I just have it over the exhaust burner in the back because I didn't want to put the scorching hot, because you're going to bake the pizza for about 10 minutes I think we're going to do it at 425 for about 10 minutes, and then however long the shells take. I think the shells are like, I put the square skillet up on the very top rack because I'm doing the taco pizzas at 425, but to heat up the taco shells is only 325 or 350. And I think I am going to just drop a little bit of water in here and thin these out. Not much, just a touch, because it doesn't take much. All right. Fuzz, what did you win? Did you win anything good? Anything that'd be pertinent to share with your buddy the Badger? Because I would definitely be into winning that griddle. But good luck to anybody that does. And I hope somebody... Those are, because they're definitely cool. I can't wait to... I still haven't cooked with the one I have already. But I would love to replace one of my Lodge griddles with a second Wagner griddle. That would be good stuff. Let that sort of heat up. I think I'm going to turn that up just a little bit. Sometimes you got to play pot. You got to play with these burners a little bit, especially in this weather. It seems like in the summer they have no trouble heating up. It's a handsome stone. Hi, hey buddy, what's up? Good to see you. Hog Wild Huey, what's up, pal? All right, we got 18 folks in here. I was surprised. I think I looked at one point on Cast Irons, the amount of people that he had in there, and he was at 100 and I've never seen it up to about I think at one point it was 106, 108. So that Wagner griddle definitely draws a crowd. That's for sure. But that's definitely something. And I don't really care what people say about that, if they're against it or they're not against it. I think it's a cool piece, and I'm really looking forward to Wagner. I'm hoping that Wagner puts out more, because like I commented last night, you know, it's not like General Household Company or General whatever that company is, or Randall Group or any of those other companies that bought the Wagners out had anything to do with it. It was the fact that the Wagners family had something to do with it, and they're the ones that told them how to put it together. It wasn't somebody from the 70s or the 80s or the 90s Wagner company. It was from the company that actually made good stuff. So I'm pretty happy about that. Whether other people are or not, you know, that's, you know, everybody's got their own opinion about it. But I'm pretty glad to see, and it, you know, there's a lot of controversy, I guess, on where they're making it or where they aren't making it, and you know, they're putting people to work, and that's one of the big things. Is that they're putting American workers in foundries, and they're putting them to work. So that's pretty cool. I'm pretty excited about that. Look at this. This is being pretty clumpy. It's got a nice little bit of steam. I'll put the lid on it for a minute. Get some drip drop action going on there. Because that is one thing Lodge is not short of, is having these stalactites on the top of their lids. I did want to talk about for a second over here and show this while I've got it out there. I've got these. These are Lodge 1960s edition. This is one of. I'm going to do some more research on this, or check my notes next time. But these are Lodge, and they made these in the 50s and 60s, and you can tell them because they're numbered. And I think it went from 535 to 547 is what I think. And they had all these different designs. You know, they had the horseshoes and they had the ones with the you know, the broom handles and all this different stuff. But if you see these and they just have that one number right there at the top, am I showing that right? Let me check, make sure I am on the monitor. If I get in there a little bit closer. But if you see these numbers at the very top, like I said, I think it goes from 535 to 547. And that was a set of Lodge trivets from the 60s. And I didn't know that, and I just happened to be watching a guy not too long ago. He's a guy from South Pittsburgh, Tennessee that collects everything Blacklock. He even collects, he's collected like sewer line, or water line from down there that says Blacklock on it. And he had the full set, and there's like 12 or 13 in that set. And so if you see those, I know sometimes the trivets we get they're hard to identify who makes them. I mean, some are like made Canada or whatever. I've got a couple Griswold ones that are the lily style, the white lily style. But if you see the lettering like that, that's a Lodge, and that's when they were made. Let's see. Let's keep looking. I only find the Virginia Metalcraft ones. Talking about the trivets, I seem to find the ones that are like, I forget exactly what they say on the back. Let me see if I got a pile of trivets over here, and I've got one that, yeah, I find these a lot. These Canada Forge, I find those a lot, and they have the, you know, the CF, and it tells whatever, so you know they're and sometimes they won't have the CF on the inside. If I can get a better shot of that, they won't have the CF. They won't have Canada Forge on there, I'm sorry, but they'll have the CF on there, and you know they're Canada Forge, and that's the lily style as well. And I've got, I don't know how many trivets. I mean, I'm sitting here holding another one because I thought that one, and that's another. There's another one I have, and one of them I have that has numbers on the back, and I have one like that that's with the dove that is a Griswold somewhere around here. I'm not sure. A couple of summers ago, Ming and I were garage sailing, and we found somebody was selling an entire box of trivets. Let's see, there's 3 of those. I have a lot of that has a couple of initials and numbers. Yeah, there's a lot of John Wright ones out there. There's a lot of EMIG ones. I have an EMIG one too. One or two of mine are EMIG, and I was trying to collect the EMIGs for a while, but then I don't know. I got sidetracked into. You know how it is when you collect, you get sidetracked. I'm gonna add just a dash more water in there and smooth this out, because these are still being kind of clumpy for whatever reason. I don't know why. And these were supposed to be the restaurant smooth. I don't usually use those. I use the just the regular full fat ones, and I thought I wanted these smooth, so I bought the restaurant style that are smooth, and they're not getting smooth. They're just sitting there. That's a little better. That's a little bit better. Because it's got to be smooth to do the schmear onto the Mexican pizza. But I'm going to need a couple of those trivets out, because once I get the 16-inch round griddle, I'm going to need some space. Oh, there's the dog. Come out here to get a snack. Too bad tacos are off the menu for you. Yeah, that's a little better. I can live with. That's starting to get in there. That just needed a little more water. I'm actually going to even put a little more water in there. And it's not going to affect the taste. I do this all the time when I make burritos and other stuff like that. It's not going to bother this one bit. It's going to just, that's what they do in restaurants. It's like the sour cream that I'm going to use. a lot of times in Mexican restaurants, you see it, like if you get your own sour cream out of the tubs or whatever, or even out of the pour spout style, it comes out as real clumpy or it's real thick. What they do, at least what I think they do, and what I do, because I think I figured it out, I just add milk to it. I just add whole milk, and my milk that I get anyway is really creamy anyway. I just went out to the dairy a few hours ago. That was another one of the things, because my dairy only runs from Thursday through Saturday to pick up milk, and they only do it from 2 in the afternoon till 6 p.m. So you kind of gotta, and you go into that place and there's one cooler that has all the milk and cheese curds and things like that, and then there's the other cooler, and it's a freezer, and it has all the frozen meat like liver and hamburger that they evidently they do out there as well. Let me see. Let me catch up on some of this, because this is going to take a second to do. And I'm going to move some of this. I've got some of my stuff. I'm going to have to relocate this stuff out of the way, because I've got all my stuff laid out. I've got my sour cream, the tomatoes, the lettuce, the green onions, all set up. Lettuce. And I'll have to move that out of the way so we can, once this is done, once this is going, we can start building our taco, or the Mexican pizza. There we go. Get a nice view of that. And that's why I drained the grease, because this is 80/20 ground beef, and it's still got a lot of fat in there. But it won't be like if you put it away, it won't be where you have to like scrape off a half inch of grease from the top of it. There'll still be some, don't get me wrong, but it's not going to be as bad. Turn that down just a touch more, and I'll move some of this stuff out of the way. Let's see. Get something bigger. It's hard to see holes. I don't know what that means. It is taco night. It's Taco Thursday. Everybody's favorite, Taco Thursday. Which is generally when I make tacos. I never seem to get around to doing it on Tuesdays. What am I using for taco shells? I'm just using basic store brand taco shells, because taco shells, at least at my store today, and like I said earlier, that was out of everything. The only one that I could find that had a jumbo shell was the store brand for the taco shell. Now I'm going to use just a regular, I like this brand that I get, the La Banderita. I use these. That's what I like. I like these. And I use, that's the other thing, I use the fajita size. You're going to want to use the fajita size taco shells, because that's basically that's pretty much what they use. Taco Bell, the lady there, I asked her what size, when I called earlier this week, I asked her, so what size shells should I get? What size they? And she told me she's like, we get our own size. So that's as close as that's as close as I'm gonna get anyway. Maybe you can find something better, but that's as close as I'm gonna get to it. So let me move a couple of these things out of the way. And I wanted, like I said, I wanted the extra large taco shells, because the taco shells anymore, like everything else, have suffered from what they call shrinkflation. And I figure if you're gonna, I might as well get the big ones, because usually half of them are broke anyway. So we're gonna crank up the heat of the oven. I'm gonna get that up to 425. And I've already got the cast iron in there. It's heating up. So once it gets to 425, we're gonna break these out. I'm thinking that these, they seem hot. They're hot. I mean, that's not they seem hot. They're steaming. They're hot. They're ready to go. I don't want to have them start burning to the bottom, but they're nice and thin. They're going to be easy to work with for the schmear. Put the schmear on. Let me try that again. Get that off of there. And I'm not really too worried about mixing them up. They're going to be all mixed together anyway, right? Okay. And see how, oh yeah, that's nice and warm back there. The enchilada, and like I said, I'm using red enchilada sauce for the pizza sauce, and that's what Taco Bell uses. They use red enchilada. I was really surprised when I've made these before. When my friend made them before, she always used salsa. So that's what we had to do before that. Let me see. Man, I'm missing some good stuff in the chats, it looks like. I need to figure out a way to look at the chats while I'm doing this. I think I probably could a little bit more. Ronald Coward, how are you, buddy? Good to see you. Man, we got our folks in here. We got the usuals good. That's great. That's completely, I'm very, very happy with that. Especially since tonight I'm not giving anything away. And when I do these, I'm not going to heat the shells up or anything. I'm just going to put them, I'm going to put a light oil on there, and we're just going to go from there and put that on, and then we'll build on there. I'm trying to see, like I said, I have the Square Lodge in there, the Square Lodge skillet in there, and in case I need it for the taco shells. But I'm gonna try and fit everything onto the 16-inch round griddle, which it should do, because I'm only gonna make 2 of these, because I don't think Ming's, she's not a bean person, and so I think she's just gonna taco, which there's nothing wrong with that. She can just taco her life away. Oh, let me put the lid back on there. Keep that moisture in there, because those beans will dry out. We don't want dried out beans. We want these to be, so yeah, we want these nice and smooth, nice and pliable. Like I said, just a little bit of water. I think I probably added for a 12-ounce can, I added maybe a 1/4 cup at the most. But who's counting? There we go. I'm happy with that. All right, let me catch up on the comments, get something to drink, because it is hot in my kitchen. Oh, and let me check the time. I don't know what time it is. I have no idea what time it is. But I guess Luis has retired from doing lives. Is that correct? I saw that in his community page when I went to see the other day if he was going live, and he has officially retired. I haven't heard why, but I'm sure he has. He has his reasons. Let's see. Beans and women don't go together on a church night. Oh man. Temp check, Ricky. Say your setting is hell high. It takes time, but I make my own refried beans. You know what, Corey Clark, I was thinking about that on my way home today from the grocery store when I had to go get cans of refried beans, is that I have no idea how to make a refried bean. That's something I need to look into, is how to do that. And I was thinking, because I try to, when I see everybody do videos and things, they kind of go scratch from all this stuff, and refried beans is something I have never even thought to look up how or why, or how anybody makes a refried bean. Yeah, when you, I thought you already had that done, Huey. I thought you already had your surgery, pal. Yeah, Mercy B. No, Luis. I don't. I like I said, I haven't heard why he's not doing those anymore. I know his short videos. They do really well. There's no shame in his game with the short videos. So I don't know. And his regular videos seem to do really well. His channel seems to do great. Oh, okay, yeah. I was gonna say, Huey, I thought you already had some kind of, already thought you had one done. I guess it would kind of suck if they did both hands at the same time. You'd be pretty screwed. Let's see. Oh, do you think Luis might be looking for another home? Oh, okay. I don't know, like as in a house home or like as another home as to where to do his videos. Because I know I'm going to start adding mine to different places. I'm going to start adding mine to Rumble and Twitter and those kind of spots as well. Not just doing them here. And I don't Facebook and I don't Instagram. Currently, I've thought about going back to Facebook, but I don't know. That's kind of iffy. But it seems like they're kind of loosening up, being thrown off by just everything, any little thing. And the other thing was my problem that I always had on Facebook is people kept taking my identity. People kept taking who I was. So that was always my big issue. I'd have somebody send me a one of my friends would message me on there and say, hey, look at this profile, that's you. And then I had with the business, I had a lot of problems with the business being on there because I would have people with the beard business and that kind of stuff. I would have people that would sort of stalk the page, and then they would go to my personal page too, and they would stalk my personal page, and I just couldn't have that. So I do have children, you know, even though they're not children anymore, they're still my children. And they would go, I would have people, certain people would go through, and especially when I was doing like the beard modeling and stuff like that, they would, I would go to the fan pages and stuff, and then they would come through. I'd have people that like the pictures, and then they would go through and like all my kids' pictures, which I thought that was kind of weird. So, yeah, Huey, I just got your message. Coming through loud and clear. Yeah, still coming through loud and clear. Coming right into the live. Oh, he got his apple skeever pan done. That's cool. That's cool. And some ashtray skillets. I can't see what they are exactly because it's in the small feed on the monitor, but looks like you got some stuff done before you gotta do your thing. Anyway, I'm gonna get these out.
How much longer?
I don't know, like 20 minutes. But yeah, I'm gonna get the pans are heated up. I'm gonna get those out, and we're gonna start putting this together. So let's move you around here so we can all stare at the blank countertop for a minute and watch this teeter as I move that around. Okay, hopefully that does a little bit better without falling over. Okay. There we go. All right. Well, what am I doing? What's going on? Oh, I keep getting the cord underneath my thing there. Maybe I need to tighten something up there. See if that does me any good. Yeah, there we go. I just need to have something loose. I had a screw loose. What do you think of that, Fuzz? I had a screw loose. Let me throw a couple trivets down, and we'll get that 16 out of there. I was all getting into the conversation. I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing. So let's concentrate on what I was doing. So first we'll get the 16 out, and we'll see if we need to add to that, because we're going to go 425, and the directions said to go at 10 minutes at 425 on the middle rack. So we're going to do that. Got the big boy up here. And I'm going to put a little bit of oil on that. And we're going to start putting everything together. Okay. So, let me oil that up. I keep putting the avocado oil away. And I am using avocado on these, by the way. I don't want a whole lot. I just want to put enough. You know, and on my, I will say this about doing shells on my griddles. That is an amazing way to build seasoning on your griddle. Is to do fajita shells and warm them up, or do your tacos and things like that on there, or burrito shells for quesadillas and things like that. That is a great way to build up seasoning. Oh yeah, this is a thirsty skillet. But that should be just about enough. And so what we're going to do is we're going to throw down, first we're going to put two shells. Wish I could close out. I just wanted to have it up around pretty close. And then we are going to do our beans on there. Just going to smear those around. I can turn those down now. Yeah, got that going right where we want them. Those are just hot enough. Yeah, perfect. And we're just going to take our spatula, and I got to do this pretty quick. We'll just throw some beans down. And I'll come over there. That's the other tough part of this, is I got to keep jumping around this light. Come around here and hold this down. Oh, that's something I didn't think of. Let's see here. Let's see. Put the beans down on there. That is not being friendly, is it? Let's see. There we go. I didn't think it would be so slick, but that's a good thing. A little more beans on there. I want a lot of beans too. Okay, got the beans on there. That's something I need to work on, how to do that. Okay, so we got those there with that. And then we're going to need a scoop of our beef on here. Use the Hobbit spoon. Get some of that grease off there. Get some more of that beef on there. Drain off a little bit of the grease. Some on that side. Some more on this side. There we go. And that's why I drained off the grease, because there's still still pretty oily. Let's see, I'm gonna do that. Put that on there. Those two together. And put that in there, and then we'll take our cheese. Now this says I just have a kind of a mixture of of Kojak and mozzarella. Just a little sprinkle down there of the cheese. Now they don't do that at Taco Bell. They don't put the cheese on here like that. At least they said they didn't. Get that all the way to the ends. A lot of cheese. I mean, let's live a little bit here. Can we see it okay? Yeah, we can see it all right. Everybody can see it okay. Let me dip that down just a smidge. Maybe. There we go. Goes in there. And I'm not worried about that sticking to anything. I'm not worried about that cheese sitting on there. That's not gonna be a big deal. And we'll tap that down, get it flat, which it's hot as blazes. Where's that Amish lady? Says it's blasting hot. Blasting hot. Then we'll take the next shell, then we put the shell on top of there, like so. And these aren't thick. That's one thing I do know from ordering these, is they are not thick. And then we're going to do the sauce. And we're going to take and let me move this around just for a second. And we'll get our, let me press that down just a little bit so these are flatter. Just kind of flat. And we'll take the potted spoon again, and we'll bring over the Descoware after I've just knocked everything off over there. And we'll bring over the Descoware, and we'll just kind of a little sauce on there. It may not be pretty, but it's going to work. There we go. Okay, that over there. And then we add more cheese. I'm gonna need a little more sauce in that one spot. That over there. That over there. There we go. Goes on there like that. And then we've got add a little bit more of the grated cheese, and then this goes into the oven just like that, as is, because we'll put the other stuff on at the very end. Like I said, this is Kojak, mozzarella, and that's what we got there. Okay, that might be there we go. That piece over there, over here. All right, now that's going to be ready to go into the oven at 425 without knocking everything over, which that's going to be difficult. And we'll lobster claw this up. Okay, and set that for 10 minutes. Whew, it is hot in here. Timer 10 minutes. So hopefully that doesn't fall apart. Hopefully that does not fall apart. Put all our stuff back and get ready. Okay. Let's see. Costco. I still wish we had a Costco. We don't have a Costco here. We do not have a Costco here. And that is one thing I really, really wish we did. The other thing is I'm trying to figure out if I have a spatula big enough to do one of these. We might have to do We might have to break out a couple spatulas. Do a couple spatulas to get that out of there. I have to do a couple. But I think we'll be alright. And then here, like when I get down to about 5 minutes on the timer, we'll put the taco shells in. I think I'm definitely going to use the square skillet because of how the enchilada sauce ran. So that was something I didn't think about. Like I said, I've never done this, so I've never done this. So let's see how everything else is holding up. I got my taco. Let's see how the taco meat's going. The stand is not wanting to play ball tonight. Move that up just a little bit, sorry. There we go. Give the taco meat a little stir. So it's not, yeah, that's doing really well. And I didn't skimp on any of that stuff. It wasn't like the little scoops that they put on at Taco Bell. I really did that. And if you were just doing tacos, that 1 pound of meat would go quite a long way. It really would. It would go a long way. And then we'll give this a stir down here. Probably should have used this spatula the whole time. Yeah, look at this. That's starting to get a little warm. I think we can probably just about turn that off because we only have about six or 7 minutes, and then we'll be pulling that. Keep that stuff. That in, and put the lid back on so it doesn't dry out. And like I said, these little number one quart Lodge they're definitely worth their weight in gold. Those are the number 2s. I use them all the time. You catch up on some of the stuff that's going on in the chat for a second. Let's see. Your taco's about 80% meat. Yeah, I do. That's why one of the reasons I got the big taco shells. Because those little ones, it's like 3 bites and it's OVA. It's OVA. Sliding it down with a nice Pepsi tonight. Watching my figure, so I'm doing the Pepsi Zeros. And all the god awfulness that's in those things. Who knows what's in them? Probably something terrible for you. I'm sure of that. Move my stuff over there. Give myself a little room. Alright. And back. And some stones back. Alright. Pork schnitzel time. Pork schnitzel. I've never had a schnitzel either. Let alone a pork one. Sounds pretty pork-licious. I always bust up my shells and then load. Yeah, we have nachos for later. I just thought that would be a little too much. I thought about doing the nachos Bel Grande on the side, Huey, but I just thought with as much space as that the 16 was going to take up, and never doing these before, I didn't want to get too ahead of myself. So I just figured I'd stay in my lane tonight and just do this. I know a lot of times I do a side, little something on the side that's just sort of thrown together. I'll do that occasionally, but not tonight. I'm gonna stay in my lane and do things the way they should be done. I think those are pretty close. I'm gonna go ahead and throw my tacos in now. I got 4 minutes left. And we're going to drop those in on, we're going to do about 4 tacos. Like I said, we're doing the number 9, so Come over here to the oven. I'm breaking out the... Now for the stovetop, I honestly hate these. I honestly hate these griddles for the stovetop because it's way too big for my stove. But what I do like is to put them in the oven and make stuff like egg rolls or pizza rolls or anything like that. And does anybody else not know, besides me until here recently, that stays in there so they don't shut? I did not know that. So we'll do 4 of these in there for the last couple minutes. And we'll do 4 shells. 4 big shells. None of those little teeny shells. I like to space those out just a little bit and keep them to where they're easy enough to work with. And we'll throw those in the oven right quick until they only need a couple of minutes and then they're done. But those pizzas are looking pretty close to being done, if they're not already done. I'm thinking that they are, but I'm going to go by the recipe on this and trust the force. I'm going to trust the force. And hope all goes well. Okay, it's 8:17. So yeah, been at this about an hour, just a little over an hour and 15 minutes by the time I got everything figured out. And have another drink of my soda pop. A little soda pop here. Hydrated. Gotta stay hydrated, even if it's absolutely terrible for you. I couldn't find daggers. Well, that's probably good. That's probably good. I mean, daggers like the ones in the Omen movies? Those are pretty scary. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna give that a couple minutes. We're starting to smell done. So, okay. I'm gonna give it to 1, and that'll give me 1 minute there at 425. And then we'll pull those out because I think I'm gonna have some messing around to do with these because I'm gonna have to adjust some spots here in the kitchen. All right. Oh, I might want to get the lettuce ready. What's a taco without lettuce? Taco without lettuce, that's what it is. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull those out. They're seeming to be done. The cheese is nice and melted. I don't want it to be bubbly melted. I just want it to be melted. There we go. And of course, as soon as I start pulling stuff out of the oven, here comes the dog to get herself in the middle of it. Yeah, always want to scald your dog on the live feed. That's always a good way to get PETA to come in. So this is what they're looking like so far. They're looking like so far. This stand is just doing me dirty tonight. And I don't know why. I don't know where I'm going wrong with the stand. Usually my stand is in pretty stand-up deal. Okay. Yes, it's not down here. Maybe that's locked in. It's all locked in, I don't know. They're a little, the sauce is burned. That was just the sauce from the side. And I'm just gonna have to rough it with this stand. I don't know what's going on with my stand tonight. Technical difficulties. Oh, Jesus Christ. What'd you do it? I don't know why this is doing that. What the heck is going on with my stand? It just keeps wanting to drop over. And it's tight. I've tightened this thing down so much. Oh, I need to turn my timer off. There we go. But they look pretty good. They look, but I don't want them sitting on there too long. We're just gonna have to deal with it wobbling. So I'm gonna pull one of these off of there. See if they, okay, no stick, no stick. And the plate. There's that. And then we want to go, then we have, oh, the damn stand. I'm telling you, this stand is just doing me bad tonight. I don't know why. Hold on. At least I have no room to set anything while I'm doing this. Oh. Let's take it back a little bit. Let's see if that helps. That helps a little bit. Okay. Oh, and I gotta pull the taco shells. Gotta pull the taco shells. Always gotta be at the very end when everything is going down. Okay, the taco shells will burn. Luckily, we have more. More. Need to put that on there. Yeah, that heat was just a little too much for the taco shells. But we have a bunch more, so that's not a big deal. And they only take a second. They're pretty quick. Put 4 more back in here. Yeah, those were just a little, that was just a, I didn't know if that would work out or not with the heat of how hot I had to have those and then run it at the same time. So I guess I know now that that doesn't work out that way. Sorry. Sorry, everybody. Technical difficulties. Just for a second. And we'll just throw those in for about 3 minutes while I dress up that pizza. Okay. All right. Back to this. Okay, so we got our cheese. Move this other stuff. I just move that back into the, move this other one back into the oven so I can plate this thing up. That's what I need to do. That's what I need to do. I just need to move this. So that's not doing me any good sitting there anyway, because we're not going to get to it. And it's not going to hurt it to be in there. Turn the oven off. Alright. And we'll get this over here. Right there. There we go. Now we're back in business. Sorry about that. And so we'll add our lettuce. Put the lettuce on here. The onions. A little more lettuce. On the side. Lettuce. Onions. We getting this in the shot there? Oh yeah. Tomatoes. And the tomatoes, some of them may look like they're under ripe, but they're heirloom tomatoes, like those that I sort of mixed in with the regular. Well, they're all heirloom tomatoes, but some were just more darker than others. There we go. There's that. And some green onion. And we'll top that off. And like I said, with a little bit of, like I said before, I did the sour cream, but I've kind of just, that's thinned down with, this thinned down with that. Break our tacos out and go that route. Taco shells should be done. That heat was really high on there. Hey Ming, your stuff's ready. There we go. Taco shells should be, that should be right where we need those. And we'll get a taco ready on the back burner. Right there. And we'll have the taco sitting right there. We'll get a little plate for that. Grab my plate for that one. Taco ready to go. With a little bit of meat in there. Okay, we got the meat, and then we've got our cheese. The tomato. A little more tomato. A little more tomato. Push that down a little bit. Just a little bit of onion. I like onion, but I don't like a ton of it on my taco. Some little lettuce. A little bit of lettuce. Some green. I'll leave the green onion off for just a second. Sour cream. And there we go. The number 9. Taco Bell Mexican pizza. And 2 taco supremes. Let's see. So let's give it a taste test. Fork, please. Give it a taste test and see how this came out. Okay. And we'll see how this did. Okay. Seems pretty crispy. Oh yeah, the bottom crisped up real nice. You can see that. A nice crispy bottom. Let's see how it tastes. That's pretty close. That is not bad. That is not bad at all. Let's try now. I'm gonna use a little bit of this Taco Bell sauce. That's what I might be missing. Oh yeah, tacos. You gotta have the Taco Bell sauce. Normally I use Tabasco sauce on my tacos, but tonight we're going Taco Bell hot. Give that a day in quart, see what happens. I knew it was missing something. Yeah, that's it. I think if I was to do, when I do this the next time, I think that I would brown the taco shells first, because the top one is a little soft, but other than that, that's how I would definitely brown up the shells first. So keep that in mind. Let me get one more bite of that, and then we'll go Taco Supreme. But yeah, that's close. That's it. That's right. But it's about 3 times the size of a normal Taco Bell Mexican pizza. Oh, Pepsi to wash that down with. I think that's what they have it. That's what they have at Taco Bell. Let's see. I'm gonna head over this plate. This is going to be everywhere. Yeah, that's pretty close. That is pretty darn close. Yeah, that's pretty darn close right there. I'm pretty happy with that. So yeah, that's back in there. That thing over there. But yeah, that's not bad. I'm pretty happy with that. And like I said, I would definitely toast the tortilla shells before you put anything on them. That's I think it would be probably easier, like when you saw me in the beginning, just kind of struggling with it. I think that would help with that too. But yeah, I think that's the number 9 Taco Bell number 9 Mexican pizza, 2 Taco Supremes. I'm actually gonna get another bite of that. Of course, it's falling apart. That's the best part. I like the stuff. My favorite part of tacos is putting everything together. It's all falling off of everything, and then smashing that. That's the best part, I think. Yeah, that's definitely where it's at. All right. Let's get in the comment section here. Can you get yours? Oh, there's one in there. Yeah. Ming wants a pizza, so we're gonna do the old switcheroo and make her one up. Get hers ready. Double duty. Double duty with that. Let's see here. How am I gonna do this? How am I gonna do that? Oh well, I think I can figure it out. Where's everybody at here? What do we got? Oops, Northwest. Who did Cast Iron Chaos pick? I don't know. I don't know who ended up with that. I looked at his stuff once today, and I didn't see anything. But like I said, I was super busy today, and I didn't have a whole lot of time to spend on the interwebs all day today, because I've been running since 5 in the morning, and throw the next one down here. There's Ming's. Made my life a lot easier here to get rid of that. What you about ready that? And but yeah, I didn't see. Whoever it is, it's gonna be, you know, you got a 1 in 106 chance. That's not bad. That's not bad. That's not bad odds. I'll let you put whatever you want on it. Here's the. You don't need cheese. There's cheese all over it, but and I'll have to cut up some more cheese.
Did you just want to give me my plate?
Huh?
Did you just want to give me my plate?
Yeah. Well, you can dress it up right there if you want. Just however she wants it. She's gonna do hers. So she's gonna do hers herself and get it how she wants hers. But I definitely don't think a 1 in 106 chances to win a brand new Wagner griddle is a bad deal. Is that all you wanted? Move that out of the way. All right, put mine back. All right. Yeah, it does take a time to go through the random drawing. And speaking of drawings, I will give, nobody mentioned it that I saw tonight, but I will give one more clue as to where my hometown is, where I was born. And I will tell you this, it is not a state, it's not a city in a state that has a vowel at the beginning and a vowel at the end. So that should eliminate about I would say 6 or 7 states if my geography is halfway decent. I would say that's, yeah, I'd say 6 or 7. There's a few, I think they count some that are pronounced that way, but they don't actually, they're not exactly that way. So it is not a city or a state that has a vowel in the beginning and a vowel at the end, like Ohio, Alabama. It's not a city that does that. So it could have a consonant and a vowel at the beginning and a vowel at the end, or it could have 2 consonants at the beginning or the end. It could be either one of those, but no vowel at the beginning or the end of the state. That's the city. No, sorry, not Nantucket, New York. Ming, what do you think of the Taco Bell? You like that? That's really surprising. Ming's really liking her Taco Bell pizza because she does not like beans, and there is beans on that. She's not a bean eater. But yeah, not Nantucket, New York. Nantucket would be a good place to come from, though. A lot of very wealthy people in Nantucket, New York, from what I understand. But what I don't know about New York could fill up my entire teeny tiny kitchen. It's funny because the rest of my house is pretty big, except this little galley kitchen. Griffin, Georgia. I don't know where Griffin, Georgia is. I don't know where that's at. I have a lot of family members in Rome, Georgia, and I'm trying to get, I've always wanted to find one of the skillets that was made, Eagle cast iron, or Eagle stove company, that was made in Rome, Georgia. I always wanted to do that because I have a very large proportion of one side of my family was lives and was from Rome, Georgia. My grandmother, one of my grandmothers, was from Rome, Georgia. She was born there. Not Philadelphia, PA. Eagle Foundry. There you go, Ronald. 100%. Eagle Foundry. Did a lot of recast. Did a lot of recast work. I haven't looked at it for a long time. every once in a while they'll come up. I'll see one on eBay or on Etsy or somewhere, and they used to be fairly inexpensive to get because they were a lot of them were recast, but not anymore. If you want an Eagle Foundry skillet, you're gonna pay for it. That's like asking my weight. We'll leave. My mother brought me up with better manners than to ask a lady her weight. That won't be happening. Let's see. But no, it is not Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Yeah, everything, I was really surprised. Everything, I thought, there for a minute, there for like a couple months, like October, because I've got a few skillets that are on eBay, and they're nothing that you guys would probably be interested in. It's like 70s. I'm kind of getting rid of stuff that I got or stuff that people have given me over the years, and it was like 70s, 80s Wagner ware, and that's what I've got on there. So I do check eBay quite a bit, and I do enjoy watching the auction, the last minute auction, to see what things are going for, or to see if I can find a deal on something. And things were going pretty far down, but I went through the bid pages the other day and everything was way up there and people were bidding on it. I was really surprised. So it might be time for me to come off some of the stuff that I might just get rid of some of the stuff that I don't use while people are paying for it. What is my eBay handle? I don't know, to be honest with you. Like my username, I don't know. It was just whatever they gave me, to be honest. I don't have it. Yeah, I don't have it written down anywhere. It's got my picture on it. I do know that, and it's if you go to Seven Shamrocks Beard, if you look up Seven Shamrocks, or you go to where I sell cast iron cure, you can. That's all my stuff. I think I have 2 skillets up right now, but it's nothing. It's nothing. Like I said, they're not really collector's pieces. I mean, everything in Wagner's a collector's piece to somebody, but if you're a hardcore collector, it's nothing that you would probably be after. I do have a number 6 on there that's like a 7, I have a number 6 on there that's completely redone. It has a really nice exterior, and I did the seasoning with a paintbrush and avocado oil, but it's still pretty rough on the outside. Actually, I even steered somebody away from it the other, just a couple days ago. Somebody messaged me about it, and it was sort of, she said she was kind of an elderly lady and was looking for cast iron that was easy to take care of, and I told her to find something else. Because number one, that one number 6 is 6 pounds, and it's pretty darn rough. So I figured that'd be something if somebody wanted. And I'm trying to think of what else I have. I might have the matching number 5 that's there too, like a 70s. These are 70s, 80s. The interiors are nice. They're nice, and they're milled out. They got a little swirl to them, and they're done. But no, not Detroit, Michigan. I am not from Detroit, Michigan. I do have. Oh man, it's too bad we did this at the end, because I have some stories about Detroit, Michigan that are so funny. It's funny. If anybody wants to hear one, I will absolutely tell you one story that I know about a time that I was in Detroit, Michigan. But it takes about 5 minutes to tell the story. And this is absolutely horrible. And I was in an absolutely horrible part of Detroit, Michigan for an entire weekend. But yeah, yeah, Detroit, man. Detroit, I used to live not far about, when I grew up, where I grew up, like I said before, I grew up in the middle of absolutely nowhere, but I was only about an hour and a half, not even an hour and a half from Detroit and Windsor. We used to go to Windsor quite a bit. Because you could, oh, White Mountain Girl. Hey, sweetie, how are you? Glad you could show up. I don't know if you've been here the whole time or just getting in. I wish I'd have gotten a thumbnail, but I've got all my monitor. I got my monitor. I don't have a extra camera to get thumbnails, so I'll probably just steal a picture of Taco Bell, Taco Bell's number 9, and put it up there. And people will hit on it and go, "Oh my gosh, that looks nothing like what like Taco Bell does." And this is actually, and I'm a huge fan of the Taco Bell Mexican pizza other than the tomatoes. And this is pretty good. This is really good. Like I said, you know, like I say in all my videos, because I'm my own worst critic, you know, I would definitely crisp up the tortilla shells before you put it together. And I wouldn't go as much cheese. I wouldn't go as much cheese, and I wouldn't go as much sauce. So, Badger, or Tom, I was not born in Romulus, Michigan. I don't know if I've ever. For some reason, I remember seeing signs for Romulus, Michigan, and I can't remember where I saw that. Because, like I said, I grew up in, you know, Northwest Ohio. So when we would go places, if it wasn't, we went more north than we went any other way. So we would go to Toledo, and we would go into, you know, places like that, Cleveland, stuff in the center. I used to go to Lake Erie quite a bit. I went to Lake Erie all the time to fish. It was nothing to go to. We would drive to Lake Erie after work, plus Cedar Point's up there in Sandusky, and we'd go to Cedar Point a lot. I think one year, when the kids, no, I've never had a pass. It was always like a season, like get a couple weekends or something, a couple weekend tickets, like that kind of pass. Oh, Detroit. Man, I tell you what, we used to go up there to see Detroit Tigers games. And the Tiger Stadium is a beautiful stadium. I love Tiger Stadium. Absolutely love going up there. And I'm not an American League guy, but we would go. I do enjoy Tiger Field, but man, I'll tell you what. Once you get out of there, once you get out of that stadium, you are taking your life into your own hands. That is no joke. You can see. I've never been to another city out of all the cities I've ever been to or lived in, and I've never been to cities where you can like see big buildings and you can see through them to other big buildings, and you can see through those big buildings because they're so bombed out. It's at least, and it's been a few years, not too many years, but a few years since I've been to Detroit to a Tigers game, and man, it's a different place. It's a different place. I can remember once going through to go to Windsor once, and going at nighttime. So we were going through Detroit to Windsor at night, say like 11, 12 o'clock at night, and seeing, it was like something from a movie where you just go through and there were just blocks and blocks and blocks, one block after the next, of nobody. It would be like the obligatory newspaper blowing across the street and the steam coming up out of the manhole covers. I mean, and you wouldn't see anybody. Not a hobo, not anybody. Nobody. Just bombed out buildings with broken windows. And that was it. Oshkosh, Wisconsin. No, not Oshkosh, Wisconsin. And not Burlington, Vermont. I was not born in Burlington, Vermont. These are pretty neat places, though. Burlington, Vermont. Isn't there a clothery factory, like a high-end clothes factory from Burlington? Let's see. I saw a news story where a committee of astronomers have decided to rename Uranus because of all the jokes. They want to call it the planet of Urectum. That's yeah, Fuzz. Detroit is Zombieland. I mean, it's just it's spooky. I was there once, and I went with a friend of mine, and we went to visit one of her friends And the person we were going to visit, their parents were professors at Wright State. And I feel like I've told this story before. And I went to go get the luggage out of the car to take up to their house, and they told me to lock the doors of the car. And I said, well, I still have another couple bags to grab. And he was like, no, lock it anyway. Their house had been broken. They used to come home they would come home and people would be running out the back door of their house. And it was just insane. Like the stuff how I couldn't imagine living like that. But like I said, I've lived in cities before. I've lived in cities before, but I have no interest in doing it again. Should we heat you up a taco shell? Full? Mm-hmm. Are you sure? Okay. I'm gonna smash this other taco. But let's see how many people. Oh, we're getting more people actually. Let me see. Sounds like everybody there. Yeah, like I said, I can't believe that Ming actually wanted to have the Taco Bell pizza and then ate it. That was a pretty good sized deal. And she's not a bean person, and you guys saw there was a lot of beans on that. Those tacos were really good. But if you get a chance to make that taco meat recipe, it is definitely worth it. And I can run that down real quick for everybody. It's off my card. And I'll even throw the recipe up here. I even throw the recipe right there if you guys want to write it down or pause it, go back and pause it. But it is definitely, if you could read I write like a Chinese doctor, so, and I'm usually writing these recipes down like in my hand, like holding the card while I write, so that doesn't help, but I have absolutely horrible handwriting. But if that helps, that's what I do. And then, like I said, if you can't see down here, I usually do 1.5 pounds of meat. Generally, it's skirt steak or flank steak. That's what I normally use. But tonight I just went with 1 pound of ground beef and went from there. And if you do that, if you go past 1.5 pounds to 2 pounds, 3 pounds, double up your spices, because if not, it's going to be super bland. And instead of a half an onion, do the whole onion. You'll thank me for it later, that's for sure. But yeah, that's the recipe for it. Houston, Texas. No, I am not from Houston, Texas. Although I have a lot of family that also lives in Houston, Texas. I have 41 first cousins on one side of my family, and most of them live in South Houston or League City, Texas. Yeah, 41 cousins. 41 first cousins. Believe that or not. Set that over there, please. Thank you. Yeah. I know it's pronounced differently from where you're from. Cynthia now lives near the Gulf of America. Yeah, I don't know. Is that now? See, I don't know. Is that really? Is that real? Are they really going to change the name to the Gulf of America? I know they can do it, but I just didn't know if they actually did do it. Dallas, Texas. No, not Dallas, Texas. Not Dallas, Texas. But Dallas is a fun place. It's got a soft machine, as the Grateful Dead said. It's got a soft machine, but it's too close to New Orleans. Too close to New Orleans. Let's see, Baton Rouge, Louisiana. No, not Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Let's see. They can't do that. They can't do that stealing. It's really officially the Gulf of America. It really and officially is the Gulf of America. Maybe. I don't know. Like I said, there's been so much going on in the last couple days. It's hard to keep straight of what's, and I'm usually pretty tuned in to what's going on in the world. I may not say, I don't do my politics over the interwebs. Yeah. But yeah, there's been so much going on the last few days. It's hard to keep straight with what's just rumor and what's really going on. I've been trying to keep up, but they've been pretty darn busy there. I can tell you what, that Washington D.C., even though it's cold there, they've been pretty darn busy. Oh, dropped it. Yeah, my accent doesn't say Louisiana at all, does it? No, no. I got a lot of family from the South, but I am not Southern. I'm not Southern. Oh, my light popped off there for a second. This cord's got a short in it. I'm pretty convinced after this show. Yeah, I'm definitely not from around the Gulf of America. That's for sure. Long ways from that. But I am definitely raised in rural America. The heartland, the rolling flat, well, some hills in the heartland, in the heart of it all, as the state slogan says. I've pretty much lived here most of my life. And I very rarely left it. If I leave Ohio, it's got to be a pretty darn good occasion. And Kansas City, Kansas. No, not Kansas City, Kansas. Not let me see here. Dakotas are very flat. Yes, they are. Born in New York City, grew up in Southeast Ohio. Casper, Wyoming. No, I've never even heard of Casper, Wyoming. I've never even heard of it. I'm from the West. Yeah, Casper, Wyoming. I've never heard of that one. It's probably a nice place though. She has Warsh. You know, people here say Warsh. Where I grew up, people say Warsh and they say fish. That was one of their big, one of the things I noticed. But it was always the people that were from, like, you know, it wasn't people that moved to my town. It was always like, it was the townies, the people that were from there, like from there, that had been there since the beginning of time. Since they were, you know, since it was all trees. Bloomington, Illinois, no. Not Bloomington. Yeah, how many R's are in Lodge? Yeah, well, there's some other ones. There's a few things. There's one group of people. There's not a group of people, but there's some people in the area that I grew in that just had the most distinct accent, and it wasn't, you know, it wasn't garbled or anything like that. It was real clear, but they just had this certain sound. My best friend growing up, one of my best friends growing up, and been one of my best friends my whole life. He sounds like this, and I can't. It's hard to do. It's not like how I talk, and it's real fast how they all do it. Yeah, George Washington. Yeah, crick. They say crick. Washing fish. Yeah. Sometimes where I live, they leave off the TH. It's like everybody says up air instead up there. I don't say up. I don't usually say up there, but a lot of people do. No, No, I wasn't born on Mars. But I like David Bowie and the Spiders from Mars. That was one of my favorite. Been one of my favorite. Knoxville, Tennessee. I've only been through there, so no, not Knoxville. Marigold, Kansas. No, I don't even know if I've been there. I've never been to Boston, Massachusetts. Although I would love to. I'd like to go see a Red Sox game. Stand behind the big green monster. Sit by the monster. Watch a game. I think that'd be great. Springfield, Illinois. No. Not Springfield, Illinois. You throwing in the towel, Cynthia? Yeah. It's a. I don't know how many people live there. I've never looked up how many people are from my hometown. I've never looked it up. Peoria, Illinois. No, I've never spent much time in Illinois. I've never had the gumption to go and do anything. I've never been to Chicago, so if you say Chicago, I've never even stepped foot in Chicago, as far as I know. I've never been there. I would like to try. There's some restaurants in Chicago, though, I would like to try. Even though I'm not a big deep dish pizza guy, I would. There's a few pizza places that I like to try, and there was a sandwich. There was a sausage place, and I can't think of the name of it in Chicago that looks really good. I was just watching it on TV the other day. Butte, Montana, no. All these places would be fun to be from, though. A lot of them, anyway. I don't know about Peoria, Illinois. It'd be kind of like being from Gary, Indiana. It might not be a great, I don't think that'd be a very good place to visit. But who knows? I like wilding out, too. At least I used to. So, I would say maybe Gary, Indiana would be fun. I don't think I'd want to live there. Butte, Montana. How many people we got watching? Okay. Well, anyway, it's 9 o'clock. I've been at it for a couple hours. I got some cleaning to do. Ming's got a few things she needs me to do before we call it a night. Definitely a night here. There's got to be a few things to go on, and I've got to get my cast iron cleaned up because I don't want to leave that. I don't want to leave the bale handled griddle. I don't want to leave all that enchilada sauce on it sitting there marinating in that. So I just got the seasoning on that got that seasoning pretty good on that. I don't want to start messing that up. I already had a skillet. I had one skillet this week that I forgot was in the oven until I went to go use the oven, and it had been sitting with bacon grease in it for probably 2 or 3 days. And I usually clean them. I usually like to get my cast iron cleaned when it's still pretty warm or freshly used anyway, to keep from messing up my seasoning, and it makes it a lot easier to clean. It doesn't tend to pull the seasoning off when you got stuff all stuck to it. Yeah, Rick, thanks for showing up, and thanks to everybody for showing up and having. These are so fun for me. I'm really glad I started doing them. I like doing the videos, but the regular videos that I was doing in the beginning, and I'll do some more of that once I get my technology a little more figured out. I just didn't like the quality of the videos, so I wanted to do something a little better. And I like doing the shorts. I like, doing those. But I really enjoy these lives. The lives are fun. Like I said, I say it every week for the past 10 or 12 of these that I've done, these live videos. It's just like having my friends over for dinner, and so that's great. And the amount of, like I said, the amount of likes. I mean, we just about hit the amount of likes for the amount of viewers every week, and It was really fun to see Cast Iron Chaos do his. I mean, get really far up there last night. 106, 108 people for a live when you're cooking cowboy. What I can't remember the cow exactly what it was. What he called it, the potato and sausage deal, but that was really neat to see everybody in there and see new people getting into this great hobby and being part of the community. Let's see, Park City, Utah, or Salt Lake? No. Salt Lake looks like a really good place to be from, though. Night, Ronald Coward. Thanks for showing up, pal. Thank you. Yeah, it is cold. It's going to stay cold for a few more days. And even after that, it's still going to be cold. I mean, at least for us, Fuzz, it's going to be cold. I mean, they're saying like highs of 30. I mean, I don't care what anybody says. That's not warm. It's bearable. It's more bearable than -16, but it's still cold. If you got pets and they're outside, at least try and get them into somewhere. And make sure they got water and all that kind of stuff. Because it's cold. Strong's Adventures, what's up, pal? How are you? Are you just getting in here? Montpelier, Vermont, no. Vermont seems like Montpelier, Vermont seems like that'd be a really fun place to be from. It just has a cool name. Yeah, Strong's. Yeah, we made. I didn't see you earlier. I don't know if you've been in here lurking in the background, or you just got in. But yeah, we made the Taco Bell number 9, the Mexican pizza, and what is it? Taco Supreme, number 9 value meal. That's what we made. And I might have set a record for. I probably set a record for how long it actually took. I think if I waited on this at Taco Bell for more than like 2 minutes, I'd probably be really mad. But it took me a good hour and 15 minutes to get it, and then we've been sort of sitting here BSing for the last 45, which is okay. I don't mind. If you guys don't mind, I don't mind. But I am gonna have to. I really thought we were sub to you. I'm pretty positive I'm sub to you. So if you're not, please hit the subscribe button. I could definitely use them. I got some. Oh, okay, great. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, I catch your videos. It's weird, man. Sometimes you'll catch I'll catch a bunch of your videos, and then I'll catch a bunch of Big Lou's videos, and then I won't see him again. I had to go watch Shovelhead 8's the same way. A lot of times on Cast Iron Wednesday, I'll hashtag it, and it'll take me to the playlist. But if I forget to hashtag it, I'll have to go. It'll be a couple days. I'll be like, oh, I didn't see what Shovelhead 8 did. Twin Falls, Idaho. No, I am not from Twin Falls, Idaho. Also sounds like a fun place to be from, though. Yeah, and sometimes I think YouTube sort of takes subs away, because my subs fluctuate. I'll get 10 or 12 subs in a week and then go right back down to where it is. And I don't think people just unsubscribe to stuff. I mean, I look at the stuff I'm subbed to, and there's things that I've subbed to that people haven't put up videos in probably 10 years. And I'm still subbed to their channel, even though they haven't put up, might even not even. They could have been in prison in the last 10 years for all I know. Yeah, I noticed that too. I bet he was born in Gillette, West Virginia. No, I was not born in Gillette, West Virginia. I was not. The Billies, we're the Billies. But anyway, I'm gonna cut it off here. I've been on here for a long time. Like I said, I got to get that griddle cleaned off before it eats my seasoning alive. And that's one of those. That's old. and it needs needs attention. I can't just be lackadaisical with that like I would be like a Lodge 8 or something. I got to take care of that one because it's already been pitted enough. It's already pitted. So anyway, if you comment, do me a favor, guys. If you comment in the videos, leave it to one comment, leave it to one guess. So no, I was not born in Chattanooga, Tennessee. But I do like going there I like going through there for the Cornbread Festival. Chattanooga's not bad. It's okay. It's got a couple turns on their inner belt that I could live without though. Especially with a trunk full of cast iron coming back from the Cornbread Festival. Let's see. Springfield, anywhere Springfield? Yeah, everybody's got a Springfield. Here we have a Sprangfields. That's what we have. We have Sprangfields. That's what we call it here. So, anyway, but really I gotta bust out of here. Thanks everybody for coming. No, not Lexington, Kentucky. And, but yeah, I gotta get out of here. I gotta get that griddle taken care of. And my dog's starting to get wound up, so she's gonna knock this light over at some point. All right, hey, we'll see you next Thursday. I've got, I'll probably, I'm thinking sometime this weekend, probably, I just want to say sometime this weekend, I really want to bust out my Wagner griddle and use it. I haven't gotten to use that, the one I got for Christmas, and give that a run. So hit your notifications bells if you want to show up for breakfast and hang out, and because I know I'm going to do that at least once. And I've got a short that I'm gonna put out too, so you can give that a view. But yeah, I'll definitely see you guys next Thursday at 7 o'clock. And once again, thanks everybody for showing up. All right, see you.